Meher needs a lot more time and attention because the little one doesn't know what's going on. And under no circumstances do we want her feeling misplaced or displaced at all. So we're overly careful about how she's feeling right now. I'm definitely more prepared. I'm more hands-on, but at the same time, I'm a lot more relaxed. Like, I know that, if your baby's turning pink in the face, he's probably like wanting milk, or, he's just a cry for like a diaper change. But earlier when Meher's time was like, oh my God, she's got pink in the face. Now what do we do? So, like things like that. When Meher was just born, I slipped into severe postpartum as well. But this time I bounced back to work literally 6 days after giving birth. And I don't want to stop doing the things that I do. I don't want to stop being, a full hands-on mom, not just to one, but both my children.
Firstly, Neha ma'am, welcome to Pinkvilla. It's lovely having you here and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So ma'am, before we start about Sana, could you tell us how are you and the baby keeping right now?
We're actually trying to find our balance. No matter, even if you have experience, you've become, I've become a mom for the second time, but still, it's a lot to take in. I'm overwhelmed because, this time it's not one, but two babies that, one needs to look after. And I feel like Meher needs a lot more time and attention because the little one doesn't know what's going on. And under no circumstances do we want her feeling misplaced or displaced at all. So we're overly careful about how she's feeling right now. And lots of sleepless nights, lots of trying to understand each other. He and I are both like trying to figure each other out because he spends his maximum amount of time with me. And I'm a bit overwhelmed, but I know it'll settle down.
Correct. And how is Meher reacting to this? Like you said, she shouldn't be left out in this entire thing. So how is she reacting to this thing?
She's been a trooper. She wants to share her things with him. She's got these little toys that she would never let anyone touch, but she's like, I want to share it with my baby brother. And sometimes she gets very, very excited. So that she's just going to go and grab him and squeeze him tight. So we need to make sure that tight squeeze doesn't happen just yet because he's so small and tender. He's barely a week old. And apart from that, she's there's no way that, between Angad and me, we don't give her undivided attention. And we want to make sure that she doesn't feel like anything has changed in her life. And she's how do I say it? Suddenly she'd be like, I want to play with him. And because she sees him in my lap, so she's like, I want him in my godi. He has to come and sit in Didi's godi. So she just says very, very sweet things. I mean, you can never preempt how a sibling is going to react. But till now, it's looking good to me.
Correct. And if I'm not wrong, you shot for Sana when in between your pregnancy. How was that experience? How difficult was that?
No, if I'm not wrong, actually, I wasn't pregnant when I started shooting for Sanak, and then I got pregnant and I didn't know about it. And then later on, I finished the film and I realized that, this is a full-fledged pregnancy because I kind of, initially in the first trimester, you just have different feelings and you don't know what's going on. So, every mom will relate to what I'm saying. And then finally you're like, okay, let me just see if I'm pregnant. So I think whilst it was going on, or just about towards the end of the film is when I realized, I don't know the exact timeline, but I do know that we started shooting and we did one day of shoot last year in December. I was definitely not pregnant then, and then I got pregnant. But it's an action film. Luckily, in your initial days of your pregnancy, it doesn't show. And I did a lot of action, and even as moms, we don't realize it. So, I was just going with the flow. And now I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that's the kind of stuff that, I was firing guns and trying to save a whole lot of people. Not, of course, on real, not real.
Yeah.
While I was pregnant with our baby boy.
And how was it shooting for all those action scenes in Sana with you?
I mean, I had a lot of work parallelly with him, so I wasn't shooting with him, but I was shooting parallelly. And the stuff that I shot with him was extremely sober and there wasn't too much action. But yes, when you see the film, it looks like there's a lot going on because, it's all happening at the same time. I'm not a match or a patch when it comes to what Vidyut can do. I wasn't there to do the front rows and the back flips. Clearly Vidyut was hired for that. I was there more for doing the pistol firing and I did action the easy way out. He's the one who had to do everything else. But it was great, when you're working with Vidyut and you get to work in a full-fledged action film and you get to play the role of a cop, that, you've got to hold your own because he's so fine as an action star that you don't want to end up looking meek in front of him. But the emotion of Jayati Bhargav, the cop that I played, and the mum that I played is so strong that I have a feeling that when people watch the film, they'll enjoy the track.
Correct. And ma'am, how is it being a mother for the second time? This time, are you more prepared because you have already been a mother once with Meher, and she's now actually slightly grown up as well. So now the journey begins again for you with the newborn.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm for sure. I'm definitely more prepared. I'm more hands-on, but at the same time, I'm a lot more relaxed. I know that, if your baby's turning pink in the face, he's probably wanting milk, or, he's just a cry for a diaper change. But earlier when Meher's time was oh my God, she's got pink in the face. Now what do we do? So, things like that. So I'm a lot more relaxed, but at the same time, I'm a lot more in control. And Angad and me were having this conversation. I remember that last time when I was, when Meher was just born, I slipped into severe postpartum as well. But this time I bounced back to work literally 6 days after giving birth. And I don't want to stop doing the things that I do. I don't want to stop being, a full hands-on mom, not just to one, but both my children. There are times that I feel like I'm falling apart because it's no sleep at night, wanting attention. And then I need to step out of that part. And then I'm okay, I'm fortunate enough. I have, a team of people who can look after the baby. I have my mom looking after me and the baby. I've got Angad around. So, sometimes my friends also message and say, how you doing? Just remember to delegate. So, that somewhere, somebody or the other will look after the baby. You need to look after yourself. So these are things that are learnings from me being a second-time mom. So I'm just more careful and more aware of what to expect.
And a supportive husband is also a must in these times. How has Angad, I'm sure he has been very supportive whenever we have he's home, he has been through the lockdown at home. How has that, how important is that in such times? Having a very
I feel like it changes. With the first baby, you're just, both of you are hands-on doing the same thing. With the second baby, now we both know that we need to delegate ourselves into doing different things. So if he's putting Meher to bed and there's bedtime happening there and I'm feeding our baby boy, he knows that those are things that he can't do. So I just feel like the support comes in just instantly. It's not oh, but this is your job and this is my job. Just being parents is what we do. And then to be able to divide that. Luckily for Angad and me, till now, fingers crossed, our schedules haven't clashed. It's not like he's gone out for 2 months and I have something that I have to go out for a month. So I'm also, taking work up in a way that I know that I don't stay away from the kids for long, but I don't want to stay away from my work either because I love what I do. So yeah, we're trying, all of us, or between all 4 of us, more between me and the baby. And then of course, between Meher and Angad and, us, we're just trying to find the balance. Wow, I can't believe we're 4. I feel like we just got married, we were 2 and now we're 4.
Got it. And last couple of questions, there's also a Thursday in the kitty for you. Could you tell us something about that?
Yes, of course. I'm, I was 8 months pregnant when I shot that. So it's a completely different ball game, and it's another story. And I feel like if I ever write a book, that film's going to go down in my book for sure. There's a chapter that's going to be dedicated to that. How tough it was and how easy the team made it, and how it's important to understand that being pregnant is a woman's strength and not weakness, and to let her do whatever she wants to do. Don't forcefully tell her to take breaks. even when she doesn't want to. So, I feel like I kind of represented a certain section of women in the industry and even out of it who don't have to make choices between, having personal dreams and professional aspirations. So it shouldn't be an either or. They can all happen together.
Correct. And do you plan to write a book anytime? Like, are you wanting to write?
No, but I just said I'll dedicate a chapter to it. But I don't think I'm going to write a book. Sometimes I feel like I get so philosophical that I don't know which direction to take. And sometimes I feel like I'm so funny that I'm just like, should I just crack a joke about myself over 16 chapters? So yeah, I don't know where I stand yet.
And apart from Sanak and a Thursday, what else is happening for you in the work front? Can we expect something on the web page, and what's happening in the feature film front?
Well, there's a lot of advertising work that is happening. There's other stuff happening. I need to get back to because I've got a small production company called Big Girl Productions. I need to get back into that. So I feel like by early next year is when the long, lengthy projects will start for me. But right now, just between 2 film releases and 2 babies and doing advertising work, I think I have my hands pretty full.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was lovely talking to you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.